It's been a pretty big year so far, and a lot has happened. So I thought that we would just do a quick recap, a little sit down with a cup of tea, and catch up on all of the year's events and answer your questions that I get a lot of. It's really nice to just enjoy each other's company right now and to catch up. I know that a lot has been going on. So let's start with a recap of the year. As I make more videos and I talk about experiences I've had in the past, it has brought up a lot of confusion, which I don't blame anyone. I've led a very unconventional life with some amazing experiences. So I thought it would be handy if I just went through a rough timeline of when these things took place. I raised my children in Utah, United States, and we had a house. Then when my two oldest children left the home, one to be a professional ballerina, and the other one left the home to have his own adventure backpacking through Central America, my husband and I decided to sell most of our things and put the rest that we wanted to keep into storage. We bought an RV and traveled around the United States with our youngest daughter for about 18 months. Then we briefly bought a home in North Carolina for about 9 months. I know it was really short-lived. Then the travel bug struck again. So we sold that house, put some things into storage, and then traveled, each of us with only one carry-on, my husband, our youngest daughter, and myself, abroad for about just shy of 2 years. After we traveled abroad, we came back and we bought some land in the Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina and decided that we would live off grid and build a tiny home. So this is where the tiny home, living off grid phase of our lives happened, which was amazing. After the tiny house, we lived in a couple of rental houses while my daughter finished high school. When she graduated school last year, that is when my husband and I sold everything we owned, no storage units, and began traveling around the world and enjoying life as empty nesters. So yes, we are currently traveling abroad, but we slow travel, which means we will stay in a location for over a month at a time, whether it be in Costa Rica to visit our son or Germany to visit our daughter. And even this summer, we went back to the United States to spend time with our youngest daughter. Because we slow travel, we will rent short-term rentals, home rentals, which is why I have a kitchen. So when you see me cooking in a kitchen, it is in our temporary home that we're renting for that month. So right now I have this lovely big white kitchen, which is really enjoyable, but that will change next week because we'll be moving again and going back to Europe. Do my husband and I work, or are we retired? Yes, we both work. My husband has been a recruiter for 12 years now, so he needs a computer wherever he goes, of course. I am a mindfulness life coach, so if you are curious about having more intimate Q&A or asking questions or just getting to be able to work with me, you can actually go to my website, connieriet.com, and sign up for a membership. And everyone who is part of our mindful community in the membership gets weekly live classes with me. Is it cheaper for us to travel or to have a home? I don't know exactly the cost savings. I think I'll have a better idea by the end of a year's travel, just because each month, depending on where we're at, it fluctuates pretty dramatically. So I think the answer overall is yes, we do save money by traveling because we don't have to maintain a house or utilities or anything like that. And so that really saves us a lot of money. However, if we want to save more money, location is key. When we go back to the United States, it's more expensive. Costa Rica is expensive. And Germany is expensive. So it just happens to be all the places my children are. But yes, overall, we do save money by traveling full time. In about a year's time after traveling, I will sit down and see exactly how much we've saved and do another video on the cost difference between having a home and traveling full time. What do we do for health insurance? This is a question I get quite often. We have international health care plan. This does not include the United States, but does include most other countries we go to. And then this health insurance plan is really for anything like catastrophic happening. Other than that, if it's just regular doctors or dentist appointments, we just pay out of pocket, which is very affordable. What do we own? Everything we currently own fits into suitcases. My husband and I both have a carry-on and then one medium-sized bag that we check if we fly. And this really just consists of our clothes, toiletries, anything we need for work, and then also lifestyle things like my ukulele and my yoga mat and my knitting. The only thing that we have left in the United States is an older Subaru that we leave with our daughter and use when we go to visit her in the United States. Why am I a minimalist? We became minimalist accidentally, so it was not a choice for us. It happened in 2008. During the recession, we had to sell and liquidate and downsize everything we owned to pay bills. And so minimalism happened for us very organically. My husband and I both really saw the benefits of being more aware and mindful of the physical items that we owned. And we became very frugal because we didn't want to be stuck in that situation again. I was sickened by how much money I had spent on stuff that then in 2008 I was selling for pennies on the dollar. How do my kids now as adults view minimalism? Well, because it was 2008, my son was in 9th grade, just starting high school, and we lived in a very expensive resort town. It was really hard on him. Really hard, because he was not raised as a minimalist his whole life, and now in high school he was getting told no a lot, and that was really hard for him. He didn't like it. My daughters were little and young, and it did not affect them at all. They didn't really notice a difference. They just went about life. As an adult, ironically, my son is a minimalist by choice, very frugal and very intentional about not only his physical possessions, but also all aspects of his life. My oldest daughter, who is a professional ballerina in Germany, is the opposite of minimalist. She loves to shop, which is just fine. You know, not everyone wants to be a minimalist, and that's beautiful and great. That's the way life should be. You know, life should be lived according to each individual person's desires. So she is not a minimalist. And then my youngest daughter is very frugal. Yes, a minimalist. She's probably even more frugal than even I am. Like, she does not spend money. And very intentional with, if she does spend money, what she's buying. What do my grown children think of us traveling? They love it, because that means we get to come and spend more time with them. Before we began traveling, we could really only see our children who lived not near us once a year, maybe. And so now it's such a beautiful gift for all of us to be able to spend a month, 2 months with them, our children and our grandchildren. They think we're weird, but they like that we're weird. What's next? I don't know. Right now, we're really enjoying this time with our grown children and experiencing different cultures and a whole world that we've never seen before. It's really quite fun. So right now, I embrace where we're at. And then, will it last forever? No, because nothing does. The only permanence in life is change. So right now, I embrace this lifestyle. And when it changes, I'll embrace that one. Thank you so much for your support for me, my family, and this little channel, but also your support for each other. In the comments below, I love how you all encourage one another. It's very touching, and it's exactly what a mindful community should be. Have a beautiful day, my friends.